violent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now what you're doing is you're playing chess and you're making them go to war with each other. Because they don't care. The life insurance company don't care when you don't got life insurance if you get shot. They don't gotta pay. They don't care. But guess what happened if all black men, if that was a part of our culture?
What's up? What's up? What's up? We back live over there. We was already live on Brother Trash shit. But Willie got his back live on GG 2720.
Yes, sir.
Trav was dropping some shit. He was talking, he was a lot of knowledge was coming out of that brother mouth. He about to start on. And but he was talking about life insurance. That's what he was saying.
Yeah. The
value of life insurance for your family, leaving your family something if something should happen to you, man or woman. Life insurance. I got some. My wife, I pay my shit. So you definitely gotta have life insurance.
Solutions, just some solutions. Because and I agree. And again, I'm keeping agreeing with E on something earlier about the word thug and how we let words mess with our frequency. You know what I mean? You gotta know who you are.
Exactly.
If you don't know, you're gonna guess.
You cannot let
they're
somebody
gonna throw a word out there, and
you're
gonna be triggered because you feel like, on one end I'm not a thug, but when they say thug, you think they're talking about, so be careful.
If you're African in this country, and the word thug you thought pertained to you, you got some rethinking of this. You know what I'm saying? Because people can't just call me something. I'm assuming that pertains to me and my people. Because I don't hang with thugs, man. But I hang with a lot of Africans, a lot of people with you African Americans. So when he said that word, I didn't purposely start thinking about all my friends.
And that's the thing. You're at a certain level of consciousness where you don't let words move your body.
Exactly. I'll be certain words. If that motherfucker would have said, yo, shoot all the blacks or the niggas or something like, you know what I mean? Then we'd have been like, yo, this nigga got to go. Like, but certain, like, if he said the word nigga, I know that pertains to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying I consider myself a nigga, but that's more than a code word. That is the word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's talking about what we consider black people or what white people consider black people in certain parts of the country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's more than code word. So let's not just act like a word won't get us riled up.
No, it will. That's the thing. It depends on your vibration and your frequency.
Exactly.
If a word can move you, then you are a slave to words.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just how I feel about that. I'm just holding people accountable. Like, because I'm an alchemist. I cannot render down to how you think because of our skin color. That's not how I think. I think different.
That goes to a point me and Brother Aru was having, or me and Chill was having, and I want you to opinion on this, where when we're talking about, do you as a black person have a certain connection with a white, like another black person just because you're black? Like the question was, if you see, because Will answered the question different than you did. You answered the question, you probably would just record it and get the evidence where it gotta go. Will answered the question, he would attack the police if that happened in front of him. So I asked him I said, would you attack the police if it was a white man getting choked like that? And he second guessed himself. He was like, So I would, you know what I mean? I was just saying, how do you feel on that topic?
Good question.
And he answered that, but you know what I'm saying? And that was my answer, you know what I mean? To let the people know we back, we live. This is part 2 of my
Wiz and Mac?
Wiz and Mac, yeah, it's definitely combos with Wiz and Mac, you know what I'm saying? Mac and Wiz podcast.
Y'all gonna hear it both ways.
On the set, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my guy. But the topic is actually, my mind is not for rent.
By the God of government.
We are controlling the narrative. You know what I'm saying? We control the narrative, and you know what I'm saying? We represent our own media, our own platform, which is GGD 720. Shouts out to all of y'all. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt, though. I felt literally as a human. If I seen that happening with George Floyd, and we was in Waterbury, Connecticut, and police had their deck down on somebody, I think at least I would have. I'm not saying I would have tried to pull out a gun and shoot the cop, but I would at least have brushed him. I would have been like, yo, get over, like, you know what I mean?
He would have caught a case.
Let's be honest. You carry a gun every day.
No.
So then you wouldn't have a pistol.
Nah.
Let's be honest.
Let me ask you, if you can't help, would you shot the cop?
Down, but you basically
Oh
said
shit,
it,
let's
but
get into
hold
it.
on.
Would you have shot the cop?
Let's talk about it. Because he wouldn't have
You
it.
caught a body
So
over
that's my
this
point, though. It goes back to what I just said about solutions. If you had a gun license, would you have had your gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you still can't shoot a cop because you got a gun license.
That's not my point. You're going grade, and now you can follow the law. Now they're committing a crime. It's on film that the cop is committing a crime, right or wrong.
Right.
Shoot his ass. Pac did it. Pac clapped 2 police.
Yeah,
did. He
did.
Come on,
He did.
Pac defense, they were unarmed,
I'm Machiavelli
and they were corrupt. And he didn't know they were police at the time.
So what?
I'm just saying, don't put it in context like
said they were unarmed.
No, they were not unarmed.
I didn't say they were unarmed.
They say he was a better shooter than them.
Right.
He might
They
have
shot
been.
him first.
Yeah, but I didn't even say unarmed. I'm gonna say in plain clothes. He didn't know they were cops.
Right, they were off-duty police trying to
do some dumb shit.
White people shit.
Yeah, that he jumped in on. He did what Will said he would do. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what were they doing.
Nothing. Pulling him over and they were off-duty. White people.
Nah.
Okay.
No.
What you flop? Wait, hold on.
This is the story.
Let's be clear.
Hold on,
I want to just say this.
2 cops are doing
is
something.
The melanated mulatto too.
Hold on. Am I wrong?
Mac is half white too.
Yes.
He's
Where that shit
always
problem.
Yeah, no.
No, but listen, I'm not even. This ain't got to do with that. I'm asking you about the Pac story right now. Let's get something clear. The police. You said the police pulled over Pac. Because I mean, my recollection of it, Pac went to somebody's rescue.
Nah, Pac actually was I think it was a motor vehicle. It had something to do with the motor vehicle. Pulled over some shit like that. Pac, they tried to tell Pac.
No, they were in plain clothes though.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They were off-duty policemen, and he like, what the fuck is going on? Who the fuck are y'all? And they like, put your hand, start moving funny. And he rolled behind the car on some movie shit, and they started shooting out, and Pac hit both of them niggas. And in the court paper, it said he could shoot. His aim was so precise. We don't know how he did what he did, but he did what he did. He beat it because they was off duty. Police
off duty, and they had a corrupt gun.
But the point is,
they had guns on them that were stolen from the evidence room.
Let's not make this about two.
They had guns on them that were stolen from the evidence room. Yes, sir.
My point is, William wouldn't have had his fucking pistol because he's not licensed. So let's scratch that. What if you saw this? What would you do? You can't say you would have shot him because you wouldn't have a pistol, right? So that alleviates that situation. So we know Will would have had 2 options: run forward and attack. They would have clapped him.
Yep.
Or pull out the phone. Right.
Yep.
So what you think he would do? As your friend,
I told him I wasn't jumping in.
And saying this shit going.
So if you didn't have a pistol,
I would have been back. I would have, if I was licensed, I would have popped on it. I would have 2 popped.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll be there tomorrow.
Shoot a Pac, Lordy?
I would have 2 popped.
The Lordy said he would have popped him, though.
Let me get another beer, Willie.
He said he would have popped him.
Yeah, if they had, if they were about to kill, if they was about to kill the melanated mulatto or kill Jay.
That's what I see. That's the context I'm putting in the will right.
They were trying to kill.
That's the context I'm putting in the will right.
That's different.
Because that was the context. No. That's
what he trying to say different and saying, but that's why I gotta say, you know what? Humanly, I'll be like, yo.
I said, well, if it was Will, I would. I ain't letting it feel like I'm catching a case too that day. I don't give a no gun. The police got your back like that. I'm catching a case that day.
Yeah,
but that's because I got emotional ties to him.
But what about this though?
But if somebody don't know,
the black community does. Every time you see a black man, you think that you look at it as if that's my brother instead of I don't know that nigga. Because this is why this is the issue that we.
Though.
I'm just not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm just not putting my life on the line for another black person that I don't know.
crazy ass.
I'm not putting my life on line for another white person I don't know.
But check it out.
I'm not putting my.
No, I understand
nobody.
that. That's cool.
Police, maybe somebody ass, man. Maybe some good police come do their damn job.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. That's cool. Right? That's cool, right?
Because all police ain't bad. So what the police like? They did arrest these motherfuckers.
That's
said
cool.
more
But
charges
if niggas
coming.
in Minnesota had
You know what I mean? That's the process I would take. If it's somebody I don't know.
If niggas in Minnesota had that attitude,
one of my people
that you just said, right? He wouldn't have been arrested.
Who would have been arrested?
He got minimal charges.
He wouldn't have been arrested, right?
He got
The only reason he arrested is because they said fuck the police for real and took over the police station.
Yeah.
Get out.
That's the only reason why he got arrested though?
Yeah, because they destroying too much shit. For one guy, they're not gonna defend this one guy. Billions of dollars, and that's my point. That was a strategy of war.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, I ain't know.
It was a strategy of war.
Yeah.
You tear up billions of shit, they're gonna give you that one cop. It's almost like ransom. You see? And then we also got to talk about that same target was privately funding that police station with vests and protection.
But they rated more than the target though.
And
I seen them up there doing CBS. They did an AutoZone.
No. I'm not just making it about Target.
Oh,
but what I'm saying is a lot of it started is because when they were getting pepper sprayed, Target made sure they locked the doors and wasn't letting people in. So we got to talk about that part. You know what I mean? So there had to be somebody that was there that was strategically smart enough to say, not only are they not letting us in to get milk for our eyes, and we're peacefully protesting, they also fund these niggas with these dogs and these dresses. So we gotta stop acting like a lot of us ain't politically geniuses like Huey Newton and all these other dudes. You know what I mean? Kwame and all these. In my opinion,
that's what
and said, yo, if Target act weird, we already know they buying these niggas dresses and all that. That's the first spot we going for. I'm saying never underestimate the power of a true general.
Facts.
We're not all just idiots.
Facts.
So they went for a weak spot. And then after that, once they seen they could do that, what happened? They got confidence, they brave, and they took over the police station. Yeah, that was crazy. The government said, get all cops out of there, let them do whatever. They got all the guns, all the computers, they burnt the whole shit down. It's the first hijacking. That's Ogun energy. That's all y'all energy. We talk about it all the time, have root energy. Y'all, I don't play with that.
We talk about the side, I mean, just to be devil's advocate right here a little bit. Just to be devil's advocate a little bit, because I agree with the burning down of the police station. But did we give the fucking government anything that nobody died during burning down the police station? They let these motherfuckers burn down the police station like we had nobody. No, they didn't shoot nobody.
You believe nobody died?
Did they shoot?
Some people died. Like there was a little kid that got ran over by somebody.
No, I mean the police
real quick
defended the police station in a way. Is my meaning.
Nah, they can't. Strength is a number. That's why they don't. That's why they.
Oh, they could have.
Let me say this.
They got SWAT in there. They could have defended that police
station, bro. Check this out.
Tried to anyway.
Let me tell you.
Probably got taken over.
What's more venomous, an ant or cobra?
Yeah, but you're missing my point.
Nah, you ain't even.
I'm not saying
because
I'm just saying what you were just saying before. I'm not saying if they didn't. I'm just saying, did they even try to defend the police station at all?
Yeah, of course. That's what they said in the beginning.
They were shooting.
They said they were.
Was there any casualties from the black people? That's on my point. I'm being devil's advocate. Was there any casualties reported from the police killing people?
We're not 10 toes down, so we would just be dealing with European media.
Exactly.
Again, we're giving them too much power.
Exactly.
I'm actually have not heard anything in your media because we all follow different meters. They just. They're not. I'm saying your media.
You asked. Let me answer.
No, because you say mainstream media.
That's Matt. Huh?
He never, bro. I'm telling you, he's always.
Because they try to zoom off the point. I'm saying, does mainstream media or the media you listen to in any of our circles have they reported a death
people
from the police killing?
No, I didn't say.
In defense of the police station. That's my answer. That's my question.
No. We took that shit over. Why would you want us to die?
So there was no police defending the police station.
You keep saying the same shit. I'm telling you, when the strength is a number.
So we don't give them nothing.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, when 800 people run in one door at one time, and you only got 18 bullets, fear takes over.
18 bullets. What do you mean they got riot gear all through the whole police station,
bro?
They don't have
That's
most police stations common riot gear. They M16.
Can I build, bro?
You're not
You're
listening to the
the
question.
mulatto. I am. I'm
Don't
trying
wanna
to
hear
get
it.
He don't want to hear it
Because it's a yes or no answer.
It's a part of him that's white.
No, it's a yes or no answer. I asked a simple question. You want to go into a freaking spew? Was there any? It's a yes or no answer. I gave you like a million words to say, and neither one of us said a yes or no. You or Will. They just used Will's entertainment buck dancing. In any of the media that we all know of, was there any reports of the police killing somebody in the defense of the police station?
I said no 5 times.
Now we get what you do. Thank you for finally answering my question.
God
damn. I just wanted to know a question.
The reason why it started is because we all seen a video of the police.
Well, that's not my point.
Bro,
I asked one question.
Under the rug, man. You can't sweep that.
I'm not sweeping nothing. That's the whole point we can talk about. I've been with you all day. I told you I agree with burning down the police station. I posed a question,
and I said no.
It took you 1,000 words to say one word.
I said
and
no.
you still didn't answer the question.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. I said no. I said no.
Like that's a good question.
Hold on, listen. You're losing fans.
I don't care about fans. I'm a hater. Star Wild, my people. I ain't losing no. I got a question.
You're the devil's advocate. This is his position.
You gotta let me. I agree with burning down the police station.
We understand.
I'm on the side of y'all. I just asked the opposite question, and I'm the bad guy.
Nobody said you're the bad guy, bro.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you got it. It's like
it's
like two game dogs. But you know anything about game dogs?
Right?
You got like the red boy.
How they tackle me? I'm on your side. I just asked another question.
Both game, but one is gonna come out Barnes.
Yes, that's all. You know, and they taking it like I'm jumping side.
You go for the throat. So let's.
I'm out to win. I'm out to win. I'm out to win.
Right.
He got my legs.
Answer the question, Willie, because he gave me a no. Can I finally, after a billion words, can I get an answer from you out of one word?
I do not know.
All right, thank you. Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Now go ahead.
From my point where I'm getting my media from, like I said, a lot of us who witnessed the police station get burnt last night, it was not from the news that
which I agree with.
You know what I'm saying?
So there's a difference between the fact assumptions and facts, right? Can we say that? So I'm not here to assume.
Right.
That's why I asked the question.
Never-ending loop. No, I didn't say it. That had nothing to do with you.
Right. But my point is that he asked the question that did any media source or anybody report that did somebody die in the
police station shooting,
right?
Basically, and killed him at the scene when we took over. And I said no, not that I've heard of. Reason being, then I went to the reason, and that's when he was like, nah, I didn't want to hear the reason, but I'm gonna tell you why. Strength is in numbers. This is why I say we're not the minority. When you keep saying that, you believe that there's more of them than us. You believe they got more bullets than we got people. You see? Now that's a frequency lockdown. Now you're scared to run in police stations. You're scared to run in precincts. Why? Because first thing you think about is army tanks and bombs. But they're not going to blow up their own businesses. So it's a strategy. This is why Black Panther stratagem was necessary for them to drop crack cocaine and dope on us, because we had already had the blueprint for success. They destroyed that with drugs. So my point is that the strength is in numbers. 3 cops with 30-round clips can't do nothing with 900 people.
Period.
Coming through one door.
Another thing about the police station is that they're not armed in the police station.
Right. So they got their guns off their hips.
Yeah, they don't have
so where do they keep all the SWAT gear?
No, seriously, you got a mic.
Where do most police stations keep all the SWAT gear?
Minneapolis
is a big city.
No, that should be around. It'd be close.
So there's SWAT gear is where.
But see, the thing is this.
I'm just like, where's the SWAT gear?
Cops can't really walk. I've been arrested, right? And I've been in the bullpen. And when they come back there to do paperwork, they have to take their pistols off of their hip, because one of them might be mentally disturbed, and he may be a cop, but he just got a penalty.
That's if they're in the holding pins.
The whole
if they go to the holding pins, but cops walk freely around the police station with their gun on their hip. They in the holding pins while other inmates.
No, they don't. They gotta take them off. Everybody. You
before they enter the building. When have you ever been in a police station and you seen a cop had the gun on his hip?
When? We'll go. So in the holding pens where I be at, when they come to see where I'm at, holding held, they're not. So you telling me when the police walks into the water police station,
they got to.
and you go behind that gate,
They have to take the gun off.
Okay, maybe that's
every piece.
It says it right at the door.
I'm not 4-3. That's why y'all might be right.
So yeah, that's my point. So now we running in on people who don't even have the pistol on them. What are they gonna do? They gotta get
hide that left camera.
So
just click hide.
So yeah, that's my point. The strength is in numbers. So we showed a tremendous amount of ashe and a tremendous amount of togetherness. I'm looking at the cup as half full. People can say right or wrong, but I believe in justice and I believe in destruction to rebuild. That's the law of nature.
Right. So we got build to destroy.
I still believe
that
police officers had a way to defend themselves.
Yeah, but they couldn't. It was too many people.
You think they allowed them to do it? They had no other choice.
They clearly allowed them to do it.
They what?
They clearly allowed it. Somebody said don't shoot. Somebody said don't shoot.
People, they would have died after shooting.
Yeah, they would have. They might have.
They wanted to say what the governor said. The governor said I wanted to save lives. I did not want to lose any people or policemen.
They might have said
that. That's my point.
But somebody said don't shoot.
What
they could have said,
what does that mean?
Bringing the dogs.
The dogs would have got strangled.
Yeah, somebody definitely.
One dog is not killing. That's my point.
Do something like that.
One dog did not.
I understand. I understand your point. Your point is valid. You have a valid point that they would have eventually have overrun the police. They would have eventually overrun if the police. I don't even know how big because I'm gonna Google it. But I want to know how big. What's their police force? But how many cops do they have in that?
No, but wait, guys. Let's put some things into perspective because they burnt down the 3rd precinct.
Okay.
The 3rd precinct is one of many precincts that.
How many police officers you know?
I just said the 3rd precinct.
Probably like 200, 300 right there.
I don't know. What I'm saying is, if it's the 3rd precinct, they probably have 5 precincts. When I say the 3rd precinct, that's the name of the precinct. So they have 1st precinct, 2nd precinct, 3rd precinct. Just like in New York, where they have different, different boroughs. So in Minneapolis is that big, where that was the 3rd precinct. Where in the area where Ashe, George Floyd, was murdered by these pigs,
facts.
This is where they went crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I watched last night. And one thing that I did see last night, in the midst of people looting, there were people like the owner of Sally's, and this is on Lake Road. I watched it thoroughly last night because I'm a journalist. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching people who out there is bringing the real news. I don't own a TV. You know what I mean? I don't watch, even though I have a laptop or whatever, I'm not watching CNN. I'm not watching Fox. I'm not watching none of these things. I just don't watch them. I haven't for years. So how I get my media is, it's a network of people who document things and use the platforms to put them out there. And a lot of times we get silenced. You know what I mean? Because we really trying to put something out there. You know what I mean? But I seen people defending their businesses last night. And literally with ARs, whatever they had, machetes, whatever, literally standing in front of their business, like, you will not come over here and do that. Absolutely. So it was there's parts of, that strip that did not get touched. Why? Because the people exercised their right to maintain and fight on. I'm not gonna say thugs. I'm just gonna say people who are upset and want to tear some shit up because they're not thugs. They just upset and say, maybe some people took advantage of saying, you know what, this shit shut down. I'm about to run in this shit, yo. Fuck it. Like, this shit shut down. On a normal day, I wouldn't do no shit like this, but this shit shut down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people was there just to do that. A lot of people that wasn't there for the cause.
Exactly.
A lot of people were there just to get away with stuff.
There was a ripple effect of the cause, though.
It was. You
can't escape the quantum aspect of why it happened.
No, you can't. I don't think you can.
So, I believe that that shit is called for at a certain point. I believe that we have to stop fearing death so much, because if I could kill a nigga because he got a red flag on the right side, or he got a blue flag on the left side, or because you stepped on my Jordans in this packed ass club, or because we had sex with the same female, and really stand on that, like, yeah, I popped that nigga.
Right, so we get into it.
You see what I'm saying?
Now we get into it.
Now, can we say this? Do we know people like that? Let's be honest.
Yes.
We know people like that, right?
Yes.
So we got to shift that. That's got to be corny. now. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It takes real Nagas, you know what I mean, Serpentine Kings. I like to use the word because we could transmute the word niggas into something positive.
All my Nagas.
All my nigga. You know, that's why I spell it Nagas. For y'all that see it on my page and be like, this why you keep saying niggas or whatever. No, it's Nagas, the Serpentine Kings.
Yeah, I like that. Well, how you say it? You say that's the Naga I bring.
Is that Naga?
Is that Naga on that? Is that Naga on that?
Yeah, so, you know, sometimes this is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. See, 2020 is a shift though in consciousness and elevation of perception. Because we gotta remember, we always meant what? Perfect vision. So now we getting to see who's really racist. People that you work with, they're talking shit about how the cop should have. We can't really say he murdered. These are your people that you. Hey, Sally, how you doing? You want to go to breakfast? Like Sally letting you know who she really is today, because she was like, "Them fucking niggers was burning the stores down." You see what I'm saying?
That precinct had about 160 police officers.
Yes, it wasn't enough. In the city running your building, 160 ain't enough.
To the point I was making, the police evacuated the building.
It was a call.
That the riot guys were coming, and they evacuated the building and let them take over the building.
Yeah, and we burnt that shit.
So when we talk, when they say that, and he says thugs, when we say the people who actually went to the police station,
so I
don't consider them thugs.
By the police.
If you want to call them and say, you know what, that those are the people that Pac was talking about and say, yo, please let us in, we want some food. And they was like, yo, they didn't give us none. And he kept saying it like, yo, motherfucker, let us in. And they ain't let us in. Finally was like, yo, I ain't coming, I'm coming to pick the lock, and I'm putting you mask down because I'm not asking no more. I'm not asking no more because you have crossed the line so many times for so long that we're done. So I'm like, to me, it's like really revolutionary. Very. I'm not gonna say when I say revolutionary, I think about the Black Panthers. I think about these systems in place and saying police couldn't come in the community because they had to have some type of community relation. So when we talk about community relations with police, who are just humans who have a job, you know what I'm saying? That has to be a real thing. And saying, yo, that cop that just drove by, do you know him? There's cops that right now that could ride by me and look at me, and I will wave to them. In the middle of the hood, I'd be like, yo, what up, A Daddy? Or what up, MB? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Why? Because they know me and I know them. You know what I mean? And why? Because I'm a part of the community. They're a part of the community. So it's different. What's up, Tay Mizzle for Lizzle? What's up? You in the building, I see her.
Get your butt over there. Shout out to my wife, Shantae Davis. I love it to death.
So what I'm saying is that gap, we talked about that, and saying that the police.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
The people who police our area, police our communities, are from our community. They don't know us. So if Officer Shapinsky ride by, he don't know that this is Brother Haru standing on the corner just chilling. He just sees somebody black and he's saying he not from this neighborhood. So when he ride down, he just know that shit is in them. You know what I mean? They like, fuck that. Why are you standing on the corner? Well, I stand on the corner because I live 3 houses down. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm standing on this corner right here, because the store is right here. This is where I live at. You know what I mean? What you expect me to just stay cooped up in my house? Like, you know what I'm saying? So when it gets to that point, we talk about there is no community relations between the community and police. Mm-hmm. It's
facts. I believe
it don't exist.
They should be close. They should be by law almost subjugate to fucking live within a 5-mile radius of the community instead of 10-mile radius.
And that's police reform that we're talking about. When we're talking about that, we're talking about police reform and saying that, okay,
have to live in the community police. Because now you see them at the grocery store.
That dude.
You see them at the gas station.
Yeah. Right.
They humanize you. They humanize you to the fucking community.
I got nieces and nephews around here. I can't just be locking them.
Yeah. Not even have family, but if you police there, your particular family has to live in. You know what I mean? Like the family you're raising has to live in the community. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't have to, like, because we get cops from
I
other
think-
areas.
I know. I'm
You
just
know what I
saying,
mean?
if
So
you're
they
from the
can
community,
decide
If you
most
actually
times
from,
you have family in
if
the
you actually
community,
from the
in certain
community, it's even
areas.
better. It's even better if you're actually from the community. Like, that's a great point. Because then you fucking, you know what I mean?
We need more black cops.
You do. I agree with that.
And, you know, and then we too got to try other things. Let's talk about that because you know, in Africa, there's a lot of we're not really experiencing the racism that we're experiencing.
I just got a
If
text.
it's 90% black in Zimbabwe or Zaire, why are we not there?
Because we
not,
built this
now I'm talking
fucking country,
solutions,
man.
though.
We
No,
built
no,
this
no, no,
country.
no, I hear you. No, I'm
We
just
built this
So,
country.
Lord,
I'm not
You
saying
come
that.
over because we
your
need a piece of this
solution.
shit.
Hold on. So
I
your
ain't trying to go
solution
back.
is
I mean, I
saying,
go back there, visit,
A lot
maybe
of us
start
is
bitching
already
about
here.
house
A
and
lot
all
of
that
us
shit.
not here.
And might live it. I ain't bitching up there, you know what I mean?
That wasn't my
Look,
reach, though.
Man, I'm out.
Matt,
Economic dudes from this country.
I hear you.
That wasn't my reach, though.
Okay. I was just saying, dude, even because if we don't go back, and some of us, if we don't go back, we still can adopt these ways of living and saying that, you know what, and you go to these countries, it's 90%, you know what I'm saying, dominant black. Or melanated. Facts, melanated.
Haiti,
Right.
Dominican Republic, Costa Rica,
So it's different.
Barbados.
So it's different. It's different than saying living here, you know what I'm saying, in America and saying, so okay, I could pull out and not even say retreat, just, you know what I'm saying, go back, go do the Sankofa. I'm gonna just Sankofa on them.
But some of us never been in that place, so we're going forward.
With that
That's
knowledge, I
not,
said,
now you're speaking for me. That's not what I meant. When I said go back to places like Zaire, what I'm saying is we ultimately, it's not even about going back. It's about being wise and doing what's best for you. The world, if we're universal beings, because I believe in a certain science.
That was the point I was saying, though. I was saying, so if you, no, because what you were saying, that's what I was saying. Saying we don't have to physically go back, but we can adopt the same, because it's mental and saying, okay, I'm not going back. I'm just gonna take it from where I'm at, and like you said, and go forward and say, forward.
That's my point.
That's
my point is that the
I
world is
understand
ours.
what you were saying,
right?
Lo.
The world is ours. You go God up or a peasant. Now, now we speak in metaphysics because we like to say king, God. I'm putting the pressure on niggas for saying certain things. If you don't feel like a god or a king, then you can't relate to the world being yours. Period, my nigga. I don't give a fuck where it's at. If it's safer in Barbados, guess who's going there? If it's more of my people there and the cops are black in Barbados, and I'm not getting pulled over because of my skin color because the cops are black, it may be another issue, but that's not the issue.
So it is a solution.
There's always solutions. Come on, man. Stop rendering us powerless. Like we can't just travel the globe and go where it's best for us to prosper. Akon been told y'all they don't experience this racism in Africa like we do here. And then you gotta believe it. That's like other places too. We're in India. You got the Dalits, the Sadhgurus, who are spiritual legends, monks. They're black though. Costa Rica, 80% black. DR, 70% black.
80% black Costa Rica?
What? Cuba, 80% black.
Cuba,
Haiti, 80% black. Dominican Republic, 80% dark skin is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
melanated.
Yeah. I'm just sure this is about 820 video, man. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yo,
you know, I guess, huh?
Get a shot of that.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get a shot too, man. This shit like drink champs. You know, we keep the drinks up here. We take the shots of Cavassier on the joint.
I should have got
that's just what I mean by being a god and the world being yours and going with the frequency aligns with how you see life. It's just that. It's that simple. A lot of people complain about immunization shots, but it won't do the sovereignty paperwork.
You
You understand? Who fault is that? If you want to be a citizen and you want to be a U.S. citizen and they say to work a job, you're going to need an immunization or become sovereign. A lot of y'all will take the immunization even though you don't want it.
What do you think about a sovereign? Like the whole.
There's levels.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
you have nationality.
That's something
I thought
about.
Then you have slavery or servants. So if you have a Social Security, then you're a servant of the Queen of England. That's why you got to pay taxes. You're basically paying the greed. You're one of her cows, and the fact that you eat, you pissing, you using you know what I mean? This is how the Queen of England is looking at it. So You are a citizen and you're property of England. So that's why you pay taxes.
But you could
But you can waive all that.
you can waive all that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why-
what do you think
that's
about
why the
waiving all that? What do you think about like?
That's the next step in prosperity.
Yeah, I
Remember
thought about that.
Drali brought us the science of it. Dr. Malachi York already brought us the science of it. We can name many more societies. You know, once you start dealing with religion too, look at Kanye. He gonna pay taxes. That's why he's $1 billion.
Yeah,
Fast like Jay. He caught Jay-Z in there. Why? Because he's sovereign. Through religion, though.
Yeah,
when
he
you
did
own
do
When
that.
you own a religious institute, you don't pay taxes.
He did
So
do
Kanye used a strategy of sovereignty. Even starting an LLC is a form of small sovereignty, because now they can't. You can make $100,000 a year and not have to pay child support because it's an LLC, just an employee. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's levels to sovereignty, but
It is.
true sovereignty is just knowing that you're a spirit, and no man can tell you what the fuck to do. And there's paperwork to say that, okay, he knows the truth. He knows he's a child of God and he can go anywhere on the planet. You don't need a license because he's not driving, he's traveling.
Yeah.
You don't know the difference.
Powerful, man. You know what this is, man? This is the Mac and Wiz Conversations with Mac and Wiz podcast. It's always going down, man. We decided to have a conversation, do what's going on in the world. And it's been going on, but you know what I'm saying, it's just prevalence of what's really going on. You know what I mean? It's really prevalent to what's going on today. So, you know, we decided to say, you know what, we sitting at the kitchen table today. We're sitting at the kitchen table today.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We're not in the garage as we usually be in the garage. Someone coming to Mapogo Tribe. Wait, you see this spot that we really get ready bounce back the community. I like to call it bounce back instead of give back, because it's just like a bounce back. Because I was always there, always 10 toes down, and aligning myself with the same ideologies and same way of life. Not even a way of life, but other alpha males and females, and coming together to do something different. And say, you know, take down major goals. It's powerful to me. You know what I'm saying?
I just got a text from my KT. That motherfucker said, yo, I haven't heard about the pandemic all day.
Wow.
They still race baiting on the national news, man. Let's turn the TV to national news, man.
Wow.
Yo, he say he ain't heard about the pandemic all motherfucking
day.
day. These motherfuckers still race baiting on the national news. But look.
Wow, that's Atlanta right now. Wow.
That's all look. Let's go to Fox. That's CNN.
Yeah, they burning shit down in Atlanta now.
Fox News.
Oh, now it's been going on. You know what I'm saying?
Real, huh?
Now it's been going on.
You anybody need anything?
Nah, I'm good, brother.
We want.
Same
Right
thing.
here in the fridge. You want a beer or something?
Yeah, I take one. I definitely take one.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, let me get one, please.
Drink champs type
The course. Or the the Miller.
Back, right?
I think the Millers are right in that freezer, right, Willie?
So listen, like, so now we can right. So we can get right back to it. We get right back to it because listen, Fox is reporting, CNN is reporting,
Texas, they're going crazy.
Let's go to MSNBC.
GGD 720 is reporting. You feel me? Trillionaires Club is reporting. We're reporting right now. We taking it from, you know what I'm saying? Not only how
everybody up there, man. Motherfuckers going nuts. Man.
But they said it though. Like I mean, you could kind of feel it. What's really going on is it's like, yo, people are really tired. It's not just a fucking racial thing, because as far as the people who are outraged, it's everybody. They're
should be outraged.
I think it's a form of strategy though. Now is the time when we kind of retreat, fall back.
You should be outraged.
When I say that, I'm saying the job is done. He's been arrested and charged with murder.
Yeah, that's the point. I was about to
think it's like we gotta
say this if he get found innocent.
We gotta do our point. We gotta be strategic too.
Right, you saying,
because now that he's arrested, there's no reason for you to keep going crazy. So SWAT can't
Great
come
point.
in.
Right, but listen, when you say that he's been arrested, it wasn't just him.
Hopefully, well, we need to wait till all 4 cops that was there.
That's why people still going wild.
I hear you. I'm just
cops are filed. They just try. They're most likely file charges.
4 cops are arrested. Time to fall back.
That's like earlier today. We heard a statement. Listen to the news today and saying if you're in concert with if you're with someone and you all 4 of you do something, but you like, all right, I'm not gonna say 4 people do something, and one person actually commits the crime, the whole
Everybody
goes.
gets conspircy.
Exactly, that's how it goes down. So it should be the same way. It should be the same. No, don't put it down. You know, on the arm. Everybody should get hit. You know what I'm saying? Now, like what you were saying earlier, back when you were saying like, yo, if I go in the store and you pull out a gun and just start robbing a place and I don't know and I'm with you, and now I go down for murder.
I'm telling. I'm telling you, I know this nigga different.
Here we go with this shit.
I just want some bubble gum. I ain't want 25 years. God damn, Willie. Well, you ain't let me know you was starving. I'd have gave you that.
You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up.
I know, man.
Hey, man, come on.
You ain't tell that, brother.
You ain't tell me, man. Come on, cuz.
That's not right exact. I
That's
should have
not
told
right
you I was
exact,
going in there to rob the joint.
You set me up. That's the same as you dropping some drugs in my car and the police pull us over. You don't tell them it's mine.
It's yours, right? Right. Is it? I'm asking.
Huh?
I throw drugs. I throw kilo in your lap. It's yours.
Hell no!
Shit.
Yo, we hell no!
Street code.
Wait.
Nah, the street code does not say take a brick that somebody threw in your lap.
Facts.
No, you're wrong.
What you mean I'm wrong?
Street code tell you if you're in the streets, don't cooperate with the police.
Whoa. The person that threw the kilo in your lap.
That's what street code tell you though. Don't cooperate with the police.
So I'm asking.
All right, so I got a question. So we're gonna switch back. We're gonna switch back right now.
Let's go back.
In your lap. He's not setting you up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. He said he
snitched though.
If you throw, they snitching. If you
Whoever
throw a kid on my lap, you snitching.
He
set me
you
up
not only
first.
snitched.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. I'm telling. It's his officer. First I'm gonna look at you and say, nigga, throw back. If you throw back to the officer, this nigga playing catch, but he know it's his. This nigga playing catch, but he know it's his. It's his. I don't know why he doing. Now I'm in both of ours. If we went half on the key, that shit gotta get tucked. I'm like, nigga, tuck it, nigga.
Yeah, we got half a key.
You know what I mean? But you try to throw the motherfucking your brick on me.
I've been in that situation. Listen,
nigga,
you know what I'm saying?
I told me that the other day too.
I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation.
30 years relationship. We've been in that situation together.
We've been in that situation together. Where
cost me $3,000, but
right. We're in, I'm gonna tell you, in New York State, it was not hearing it. In New York State, we were all together and some drugs was found in the car, and I said, you know what? The drugs are mine, man.
He told the police that before he even put the cuffs on him, the drugs was his.
Right.
Before we even hit the police station.
Let's clap it up for Willie.
Let's clap it up for Willie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've been my friend for 30 years.
Real shit. Real nigga shit.
Real nigga shit.
So we gotta start saluting.
Yeah.
This is alpha activities, correct?
I ain't have to snitch on him, y'all.
We gotta start saluting alpha action. So give it up one more time for Edward Archibald saying that the work is his.
Yes, I did. However, in the state of New York, they said, nah, man.
Nah, man.
They know, man. That's
everybody. This is the real shit. And I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even want.
Definitely be illegal.
Come on,
listen,
man.
I wrote a statement on myself. Let me say that because I don't want no sound bites. I wrote a statement on myself.
Damn sure did. I heard him in the other room writing it.
That's how smart the barracks was. We was in some.
The cops didn't believe him. Cause yo, hold on, let me put another aspect on it, Willie. The cop that pulled us over, right? You gotta put a whole spin on it. We motherfucker get pulled over. They take me out the car first. They take Willie out the car. He got a dashiki and sandals on. He got a dashiki and some sandals on. When the cop, when it was all said and done, after Willie told him it was in, put it in writing. Yo, look, it was my drugs in the car. My niggas ain't do nothing. He sent him home. He put it all in writing. The cop will come in when we was on the back room. He gonna say, so the guy with the dashiki and the sandals had the drugs.
He didn't believe us.
That shit was hilarious.
He did not believe us, yo. Then when we got to the like the courthouse, the dude was like, the dude in the Jesus sandals? Like they was like, for real, it was like, nah, not the guy in the Jesus sandals and the dashiki. He can't be the one. Like, yeah, these guys are lying. He's the one that's in jail.
Yo, I went to court for that shit for a whole year.
They didn't believe it.
I took them a whole year to throw that shit out.
They didn't believe
it. And I spent 3 days. I spent my bond was posted, and they still kept me for 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Because you know what I mean?
Wow.
They had to verify that I could afford, like, because it was drugs. And I had they gave me a bond and everything. We went to Valhalla. Everything. We in Valhalla for fucking we was in there for 5 days. And they kept me for 5 days, 3 of them with no bond. And then they kept me for 2 days with the bond, but the judge had to verify where the money was coming from.
Some bullshit. So
That's-
we talk
that's
when we talk
bullshit.
about
With a statement
That's-
exonerating me.
Wow.
I was going nuts, man.
They wanted us all. Well, not us all, but you all.
Yeah,
yeah, nah, when you say us,
Us all, because you know.
that's a statement of what you were saying earlier, Lordy. Now you're getting like, this dude was playing Clash earlier on his phone. Now look at the Lordy. He's in his phone. He's in it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think.
I thought that was his phone.
I think.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
the boy got
that's
two.
later.
He lied, son.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually over here looking up information for the people.
Yeah, that's
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. We
Yeah,
need that. We
You
need
gotta
that.
go in the back. You gotta go in the back.
We need that right and exact. That right and exact.
Hey, where I ride at though?
Put the other one together.
Nah, actually, you know what? I'm telling you, man. They sent me that joint name and email. I gotta send that joint back, man. It was broken, man. But, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not even gonna give them a plug who I got it from. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I'd rather give us a plug. Hey, listen, if you're watching this right now, make sure you share the video. Listen, this is only part 2, so you got to go back and watch the previous 2 hours that we dropped. You know what I'm saying? Conversations with Mac and Wiz, featuring Trillionaire Trav. Shouts out to my cousin Jay King. He's in the building a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Racist Jay was in the building a little bit a while ago. Shouts out to Fetty. Fetty stopped through. Money Mike. MB. Mike MB was here. MB was here. Shouts out to MB. Shouts out to Kim who called in earlier. Shouts out to the Ill Lord who tapped in earlier. And make sure you support us.
We covered a lot off the topic on today.
Yeah, we definitely did, man. We definitely did. I don't think we did, man. You know what I'm saying? It was packed, man. You know, packed with information, packed with different perspectives. And you know what I say about perspective? Tell them, Lordy.
Well, perspective shapes your reality.
Perspective shapes your reality.
I always see the cup is half full.
Right. Exactly. We can have the same cup, me and you, sitting in front of each other. This is the only guy I know that gets on his phone during the podcast. The only guy I know that will get on his phone, literally. I'm listening.
It ain't orthodox around here, nigga.
We
gotta do shit a little different.
He got a sprinkle of like Old Dirty Bastard in him, like, you know what I'm saying? You do, you really do.
Okay,
you really do.
A little bit of love for that.
Yeah, because I love A
One of
Song,
the
man.
artists, great, but you know, he definitely had a style that motherfucker.
You know why I like ODB? Because he said it. He was a one-man army.
A Song.
He really was a one-man army, bro. Like he could come. You know what I'm saying? He could come and he could sing, but you'd be like, oh, that shit's not crap. He'd be like, he would do it all. It was nothing that he personally be like, you don't have to like it. My shit dirty and stinky. That's why you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But the people who you know what I'm saying could be on the same level as Old Dirty automatically love Old Dirty because they know shit that was old, dirty, and stinking. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It was like Old Dirty tapped into the grimiest of grimiest and saying, you know, you don't have to be a grimy person, but you know what the hell I'm talking about.
Dirty sold records and still collect the food stamps.
Exactly, man. You know what I mean?
Real nigga shit. Nagger shit.
He was a Old Dirty. I'm gonna say this, man. Forgive me, I'll shave, but he was a certified asshole.
Yeah.
He was,
as we all are.
But Mac takes the cake out of my clique.
I ain't an asshole, man.
But
you know,
I just have an opinion.
Period.
About a lot of different things.
And listen, what is an opinion? Everyone has an opinion, just like an asshole.
Just like an asshole.
And you, yo, bro.
But I can debate mine pretty strong.
Hey man, I'm just saying. I mean, I love you. I still love you.
I know.
Yeah.
We've had you told me that a million times before.
I tell you, man.
I take your asshole. I'm just calling myself a critic.
Trillionaire
I'm a critic. Everything I hear, I don't give a fuck what it is, man.
You
do some dumb shit, I'm a critic, man. I judge people. I do all that shit. I don't care people. I acknowledge that. Everybody say they don't judge people. Shut up. You're lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. You know what I mean? So I speak my truth. You know what I mean?
You talked about this earlier. It says Siobhan is charged with third-degree murder, manslaughter.
Them charges is fucking.
Those are bogus charges.
Probation charges.
Those are probation
Right,
charges.
we talked about
Probation
that.
charges.
We talked about that.
It depends
You
on what
start
they.
with the highest and you
It
end up
depends
with
on what
the
they. You gotta look up
lowest.
their law in
You know,
Minneapolis.
yeah,
What is
that's
manslaughter
bullshit.
carrying? It might be fucking. What's the first one though? 3rd-degree murder. That
The
might
other-
be different.
the other-
Third-degree murder.
Third-degree
You
murder.
don't get charged with third-degree murder from the beginning.
But
You get charged with
third-degree murder might carry
after like
jail time, though.
7 months.
Right.
But third-degree murder might carry jail time.
But he's not
You know
going
what
to
I
get
mean?
charged with third-degree murder though. It's
That's
already.
what
It's
they're
already.
gonna drop that
it's-
and give him the manslaughter or something.
They're gonna give him manslaughter.
manslaughter.
They're gonna give him like second-degree manslaughter or some
Exactly.
bullshit.
Yep.
So like you can't just like start with
But manslaughter
third-degree
carry
and-
probation.
You know what I'm saying?
Like probation.
Probation, yeah.
Probation.
Yeah.
He
Manslaughter
needs, he
carries
needs to start from the
probation.
top like the
They're
rest of
not
us
gonna
do.
give him probation though. They don't want.
He's gonna get probation.
They don't want this shit to happen.
He's gonna get probation, bro.
3 years, something like that.
12 what? 12 years
I
probation?
think so.
Not see.
He's not getting no.
Definitely.
No.
And if he don't, then watch what happens.
We already see.
That's
See,
the best part to me. Something's gonna happen.
but the worst already happened.
Shout out to
Who knows
J.K.
if it could
The
get
worst
bad.
already
Worse than
happened. The worst. What happened at the station is the worst.
that. Yeah, but it could
He's
go
not
worse.
good. He's no. It could go low, but that'd be great actually.
I mean, listen.
Real talk.
No, it already happened. We're talking about Atlanta, New York,
It's happening.
Kentucky,
Absolutely.
Nashville. We're talking about these are cities.
It can get
We're
worse.
not talking about Minneapolis. We're talking about outside of Minneapolis right now in the country. There are other things going on where people. I was just say, let's just say uprising. That's I love the word saying uprising and saying okay, mixing an uprising. Some people are taking advantage and they're starting to loot and they're starting to take whatever they can get their hands on. However, this is an uprising and not a cry out, but saying action out back to the people who saying are taking lives. Like saying, saying, now fuck that. I'm tired of sitting in the streets, fucking marching. Let's burn this shit to the ground. Burn what to the ground? The fucking police stations. And they say I'm inciting a riot right now. Or I'm speaking some type of hate speech and that's what's gonna go down. How many times, Trillionaire Tribe, have you been in Facebook jail? Let's talk about it. Bro, you've been in Facebook jail because you said, you might have said, I'm not even gonna say the word, but you said WC. WC, like if you put some cheese on a WC and you eat it, it's a little.
Nah, I never used the word white cracker. That's a lie.
But something like
I
that.
deal with a certain amount of respect.
I think it was something in your matter of fact in one of your posts, Melody and Mulatto, where somebody used that and the person was white that used it.
Oh no, you are talking about my post.
And they flagged them. I'm sorry, but I know you've been in. I know for a
Yeah,
fact.
I've been in Facebook jail for spiritual stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Talking about Catholic priests and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I
Nigga,
mean?
don't get us in
Sharing-
Facebook jail.
Wait.
That real hero.
Right.
And the Black Madonna. You know what I mean? I've been blocked for stuff like that. Which is even cornier though.
Because it's
Because
all
I already
facts.
know you're getting blocked for white cracker.
Yeah.
That's like if you call me a black nigger, they're gonna block you too. So we gotta understand.
He got
that.
flagged.
I think
We
that's
gotta
about
understand.
go though.
Talking about,
white,
Chris.
If a white person is like black nigger,
Oh, white person said.
they're going to jail. They're going to Facebook jail. If I called you a black nigger,
They're censored.
they're censored.
The census,
That's
yeah,
a key,
Facebook
it's
does
key
censor.
words that get censored.
Yeah.
No matter the color of your skin. We gotta
Especially if
understand.
you keep saying that.
Technology knows no race.
Did you guys
That's
see?
it.
Did
What
you guys
law was
see
that?
that Pence said Pence?
What law was that?
Pence actually said something about because Zuckerberg, Zuckerberg always on his censorship shit. That's all right. I mean, it is what it is. But we talking about censorship and the White House being censored on social media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the White House. That's legit shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
But-
on. I was about to leave, but
Yeah, I should have put something else on that.
the White House wasn't censored. They were fact checked. Donald Trump has said some tweets that the Twitter actually went out their way to fact check his tweets, and that was
There we
unusual.
go. Thank you, Mac. Thank
So
you, Mac.
Twitter
Thank
went
you.
out their way to fact check the president's tweets, and it happened. The president turned out to be wrong. So, he doesn't like Twitter. He want to shut down Twitter now.
Trump?
Yeah,
He want to shut down Twitter? That's his shit,
he
though.
he said right now he's trying to find a legal way to shut down Twitter. That he already gave a couple statements saying. a legal way though. He kept emphasizing the word
Who
legal.
raised these niggas?
Who raised these
Who
niggas?
raised these niggas? Tell
Yeah.
me who raised
But
these
that's
niggas?
pretty important. That's what you were saying.
Twitter's what
Right.
got him elected, though, right?
That's what I was talking about. But I seen Pence jump in there. I seen Pence's his stance on that. And I ain't, I'm really not a political.
Get a shot, Wiz.
Man.
Got any more?
Yeah.
What time is it? We might have to get some more. Oh, it's early.
Yeah. Send me a taste of that.
I'm not driving though.
Oh, you're not driving. That's what I'm talking about. You're not driving, man.
I called a ride with Eddie.
Word. Yo, shouts out to the people who hung on with us, man. Who's out there, man? Who's out there? Let me get a fact check.
I don't know. It look like a lot of people. I don't know how sometimes it should be weird.
Nah, I do be, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there that share the video.
They behind
Got
the
a lot
news.
of hands on that.
Yeah, you just gotta wait. The people are looking at it.
Try my
You know what I mean?
If you need my iPad.
Well, people should speak up and say something.
Hey, J. King, let me ask you a question. We've known each other basically our whole life. Mm-hmm. The conversations that you hear amongst, us, has it put a spark or anything like, has it done something for you, whether it's been good or bad?
For me? Yeah. Obviously. I mean, I wouldn't be here still. Like, I could have left and went this dude. Oh, I'm gonna go. Nah, I'm here still. You know what I mean? Because the conversations is what I'm in for.
That motherfucker damn sure easiest way from the couch to
Yeah. I saw that house.
That was bad.
You know what I mean? I got to the little recliner, then now I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is real. You already know.
Nah, and I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to live here, build here, learn here. Like, it is what it is. So,
right.
You know that already, though, because you put me on.
Right. I mean, and that's not why I asked you the question. I asked you that question because, you got a lot to say. You know what I mean? You got a lot to say because
I'm gonna slide in a little bit.
I mean, you got a lot to say, man. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things you have already said has transcended the conversation, you know what I'm saying, into a bigger focus. You know what I'm saying? And
I appreciate that.
And likewise, you know what I'm saying? Likewise. And that's why I'm, giving you your sunshine and saying, yo, peace to you, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Giving you your shine and giving you your light, you know what I mean? And saying, I appreciate you joining the conversation. You know what I mean? Because the conversation, it goes from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about fatherhood, hip hop, spirituality, politics, finance. This is the Mac and Wiz podcast, and that's what we do. I'm always on my D, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm always on my D, checking my 1, 2. You know what I mean? That's a fact right there, man. You know what I mean? But that scene that we just seen that just pulled us back in, man. That Atlanta's going. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's my future home. Like,
It's a global.
That's one of them.
Racism been a pandemic. Let's talk about that. Before the corona.
Yeah, absolutely.
Issue that needs to be addressed.
That's what KT said. KT said we're not talking about the pandemic. Well, what's the real
KT?
What's the real pandemic? What is the real pandemic when you say racism is the real pandemic?
Even some of these diseases are like man-made and arts of warfare. You know what I mean? We know that through certain books we've read and through admitting. Even the Tuskegee experiment where they use syphilis on us to see how it reacts in the human body. They've already revealed that they did these things, so we know that should happen. It's not something it's conspiracy. No, certainly they admitted. So a lot of that is, like I said, warfare too. You know what I mean? So it's warfare, man. That's what it really is. From the top to the bottom, spiritual warfare, mental warfare, emotional warfare, and physical, which is biological.
That's powerful, man. I think that kind of defines not the war part, but those elements that you broke down, break down in GGD 720. And the reason why we're here, and the reason why we do what we do, to control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? This is if you look at the title. My mind is not for rent.
Yo, read that out there.
My mind is not for rent. So, So, what are we reading right here? The tweet?
Dang, yeah, from
The tweet?
yeah, Brother Tribes, remember Dave.
Oh, it's like fuck. Oh shit. Oh, it's yo. Shouts out to the brother Dane Wing King on Facebook. The brother got the most blazing wings right now in the state of Connecticut. He said on Facebook 56 minutes ago, it's like 5 cop cars at Target right now in Waterbury, Connecticut. Protect them. With a whole bunch of emoji eyes. Now let's put that into context. Like, brother Trav, can you put that into context for us?
But this shit is a global pandemic, man. We got to remember again metaphysics and keywords and how again people are baited. Again, bro said that earlier. So now target is a target because there's ignorant people who are not. They're just saying, "Let's go to Target, fuck it," because the frequency has already been raised that the target is Target.
But that's like go get the toilet paper thing.
Yeah, but the toilet exactly. No, you're right, exactly.
Nah, real talk.
There's a frequency that people align themselves with, and the more you align yourself with the frequency, the more it becomes a reality. So they know through playing with mentalism, using certain colors, certain angles with like McDonald's signs, you know, the orange and the red stimulates what? The stomach. Why is KFC sign orange and red? Why is Dairy Queen orange and red? Because it stimulates a certain part of the body that makes you fucking hungry. You know
Powerful.
So
that science, Lordy.
My point is that they can get you to eat certain things. They can get you to attack certain things. They can get you to be scared of certain things. You know what I'm trying to say? So right now, that target shit metaphysically is a target for people who don't have a strategy.
But they got 5 cars at Target. Like, people get killed on blocks regularly. Black people get killed on blocks regularly.
Right, they're not protecting
the blocks like that. So how
let's be clear. We don't know what the police were doing at Target. We just read that post. No, I'm just saying we don't know. Somebody might got caught stolen. Somebody might got caught stealing. I mean,
he's coming to bait.
I'm just saying.
Yo, come on, bro.
I'm just saying. Is that not factual?
I'm just saying, though.
Bro,
That's like saying allegedly.
You gave me the sign.
I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah. We don't know. What are they doing?
All right, so I gotta go to the next side. Let me go to this right here. Let me go to this.
I agree. It might. I agree. They're protecting. I agree with that spirit. I'm just saying it's just surreal as of right now.
Let me read
Because it might be somebody at Target right now, man. Somebody's got caught stealing. They're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's just be correct. We don't really know what they're doing at Target. We're as a group assuming they're protecting Target.
Absolutely.
That's
what we're assuming. That's what we're assuming.
Exactly.
We don't know what's really.
Fellas, let me read this tweet
Let's be
right.
clear.
Factually, people.
Let's go.
Racist
jump on
white
me.
people.
Jump on me. That's factual, man.
You already know it's not like that, bro. That's just factual.
Racist white people love trying to diminish the severity of injustice towards victims by criticizing people's reaction to the injustice. They're more upset by the violent reaction than murder itself. That's why we have
Kennedy Love.
You do something real quick. On Facebook?
Nah, for Wi-Fi, you said?
Whatever.
Oh, no, you want live? Yeah, go
Hey,
live.
listen, yo, what are y'all doing over there? What's going on? Y'all want to go live?
We trying to get them live.
I'm trying to get some of our people to open up to the whole podcast.
Okay, so you should come over here to the connection, man. The guy who he doesn't know what.
I was just about to go to his Facebook and push live. I mean, we all know that. I've been live on Facebook, but I don't think he trying to throw me.
But neither one of y'all listened to the tweet.
I'm listening to. I'm sorry.
I was gonna be real quick. You interviewed.
Y'all didn't listen to the tweet. Like that's.
You were speaking. So I wanted you to speak while you were speaking. So
okay.
I wanted the brother.
So I'm gonna say it again. Can you guys hear me? Look at the mic. Check 1, 2.
Don't let that die though, because I want to open it back up.
All right. So, racist white people love trying to diminish the severity.
Before you even move further, what's your point? Not because we gotta have a point, like an arrow.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
So we're not wasting time. What's your?
So my point is, by saying this, is that Matt, you earlier said, and I said that the looting isn't right, but we're more focused on the fucking looting than than the actual.
It's not right.
No, I'm not more focused on that.
No, it's not right exactly. Well,
I'm gonna say
justice? Yes. So it's justice served, and one cop has already been arrested, and probably 3 more coming.
it has nothing to do with the movie.
Yes, it does. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
It don't.
It
No,
don't.
it don't.
Yo,
Let's look up my yacht right now. You're looking.
Hold on, it's two different justice. Do you believe in vigilante justice, or do you believe
right, exactly.
in the law
No,
justice?
I know.
Because if you believe in vigilante justice, then you believe in the rioters.
I don't
agree. Do what they do.
I believe in warfare sometimes is necessary.
I don't believe I'm at war with anybody in this country right now.
What did he just say? Well, okay, so you excluded yourself from war.
I'm saying I'm not at war with. I'm not
Stop.
at war with people that like in the police station per se. I'm not at war with the people in the police station. If you want to like war, I'm in war with the 1% that controls the police station. But I know the people in the police station are actual American citizens that are being controlled too. I understand the difference on that.
You're not at war with. You're not at war. What are you talking about, bro?
I just clarified myself.
That's the melanated.
Did I just clarify myself? I said I am at war with the 1% that controls the police station.
You're at war.
Yes.
So you're at war.
I just said that.
Okay.
Did you understand what the words coming out of my mouth? I want to take. Holy, she's so quick to say that. I agree with what the fuck you said. God damn.
I was saying, you saying that the rioting was not right and exact. I was saying Oya's instruction to rebuild. So yeah, it's perception. That's all, right?
Okay.
I'm saying some things have to be destroyed to rebuild. You know, I'm saying if somebody pull out a gun on you, they shoot first, and you're shot, and you shoot.
Is that my phone?
Nah, that's his shit. And you shoot them. Are you wrong for retaliating?
Duh.
So you're saying
If I tried to shoot you and I missed, and you shot me, let's shoot out and I died.
Let's not put it in. Let's not say
that's
that.
not my. This is a conversation.
Nah,
No, let's talk about what's happening. We're talking about.
Like you said, the looting and the rioting is not right.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
The looting and robbing has nothing.
It has everything to do with the conditions of not people being not served justice.
So look,
for the killing,
you know what?
Nothing happened.
If it happened in Waterbury and there was rioting and looting on
where involved. Yes.
Where? But they couldn't run on our spot and do that.
I would be involved.
You couldn't.
I'm speaking for myself though. Don't tell me what I can do. I would be involved. Personally,
if the looting,
you can't tell me what I would have did though.
You would be
we can speak for each other, yourself, absolutely. And then I know you may think, okay, since we're Galactic Guardians, this world, no, I'm going to make a conscious decision for myself to be involved, because of what my morals. And
all right, but
to me,
we all have businesses. We all have businesses. Right here now. Would you allow the looting to go on the businesses that you own right here in this town?
Why would I crush my own business though?
Exactly. So it's like
Target is not my business, my nigga.
No, I'm not saying that.
AutoZone is not my business.
I'm not talking about Target.
So I'm talking about
all
nobody.
All the other businesses.
Footage. Have you personally seen footage of them going to black?
Yes.
Where black businesses are.
Yes.
Black neighborhoods.
Yes. The liquor store.
The liquor store, my nigga. That's not.
No, wait.
That's not beneficial though.
Okay. Now,
that's not
where's Dina's liquor store?
God, he said the liquor store. Did you hear the frequency? He said the liquor store. I don't give a fuck about a liquor store. When
but that's not your cash cop.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's go ahead. What context to say the liquor store was owned by you?
It's a strategy.
So let's say.
We're on the same level. They have insurance, right? Yeah. So that means somebody's going to come and fix. Yeah, but that means somebody's going to come and fix it. Insurance is up to date, correct? Absolutely. That means you're going to be paid.
A lot of people come off though when something happens to the store. A lot of them have insurance.
Exactly. They help them all out in a better position. I get that. No, they're right or wrong. My point is that, but was there a point proven who revolutionary? I said yes. I mean, was there results? Did you get instant results? Did the officer get arrested a day after shit started getting torn up? Hell yeah. You know why? They're not going to allow one officer to cost them millions and billions of dollars. That's my point I'm trying to get across. They're not going to allow one cop to let you destroy the entire city. They're going to arrest the cop.
Yeah.
That's why he's been charged
with bullshit charges.
He's going to jail. But then there's going to be more riots. That's my point.
there will be more riots because he's not going to jail.
Okay. And
They started him off at a
and
manslaughter.
then it's going to be.
They started him off at a murder 3 and a manslaughter, which means that he'll go to court for a year, maybe 2 years. He's only going to get probation.
All right.
He might get 5 years probation. He's not.
We're assuming though.
No,
we're both assuming. We're assuming.
But I've been through it.
We have witnessed lately cops being prosecuted.
Yes,
Yes,
it has happened.
A couple cops that have killed people.
It's about 20%.
I'm saying, but lately, because
it's about 20%.
That was prosecuted,
But,
right?
Yeah, it's about 20%.
The cop that killed Franklin Reed.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
Yeah,
that
he was the first cop in Connecticut to get prosecuted.
my point is this: the more cops kill people, the more they're going to start getting convicted because the things that comes on the back end of it are destructive to their pockets.
It is, but they're still not going to prosecute them the way
they don't have to prosecute.
No, we didn't say that.
In my opinion, they don't have to. Prosecution is not the problem. I mean, it's not the solution.
Being charged guilty.
Prosecution is not the solution.
It's a solution. Why was it?
To me, police reform is the ultimate solution.
That's the solution. So you're saying the cops that killed him they don't deserve to go to jail?
No, because I'm asking you a couple questions. Do you understand how cops are trained? If you understand the aggressive nature cops are trained in, then you understand that training process has the way
bullshit too.
That might be too. That's not right there. I'm saying just the way we train our police in the United States. We've trained our police to always take the upper hand no matter what. If you go one place, the police are going to go 5 places. If you show a little you show a little aggression, they're going to get more aggressive. You get louder, they're trained. That shit is trained to them. You know what I mean? So they got to be more like most, you deal with cops that they'll let you get a little bit of hostile or come down, brother, be drunk a little bit, put you in the drunk tape. But you deal with the ones that want to they want to show you they're the man. This badge means something. Respect it.
We've all been counted.
Exactly. Respect it. They always want to get rowdier than you.
That's levels though, but
absolutely. We've all been covered those guys.
No, that's levels, but
so police reform, teaching them how to police the community without
is one of many solutions though.
It is the solution.
No, it's no the solution, bro.
There is no such thing as
the
solution.
There's many things that takes place. So that's what that was my point.
So you're telling me, in your opinion, all police that had killed black people in the community were just automatically racist? All of them.
Hold on.
Automatically racist. And their training had nothing to do with it.
I'm not saying they're all racist.
But that's about
murder.
All the police that have
we're talking about the ones that have
they're all murder. If it's unjustified, it's murder.
It's unjustified. It is murder, but it's not that they only kill black people. Like they just want to kill. They're just they're the thugs that we're talking that I'm talking about. It's the police officers who feel they can just do whatever they want to do.
The police. Just miss my point.
No, I mean it's a lot of energy, huh?
Nah, man, it ain't a lot of energy. It's just like,
you gotta be like Floyd.
Sometimes you just gotta let people on.
It's a friendly love.
I'm a great listener.
Yeah.
So I like to, when I'm listening, I go into a meditative state, and it may look like I'm like not involved, but I'm really involved when I'm listening. So I'm a great listener. So I'm just listening, but I'm just sometimes also it's about perspective.
Right.
There is no right and wrong. That's where people go wrong. Oh, that was right, or that was wrong.
Sense, though.
Huh?
You just said.
You guys are too quick to throw labels on
based
people,
on perspective,
That's
bro.
what y'all do.
The right and wrong is based on perspective,
whoever.
right?
Label.
That's why I said, you said to loot and riot is wrong. I said, to me, it's right. It's a strategy of war. You don't study war. You never studied 48 laws of power. If you never studied emperors, if you never studied invasions, if you never studied revolts, then it wouldn't make sense. It would just look like ignorant people breaking shit that don't belong to them.
But we all are here.
I respect that.
Can I keep going though?
I respect that. I respect that. Yeah.
Now my point is that it's strategy. Again, we got to give our people more. This is the thing I don't like about our people. We think they're so smart. We call them the elite. Do we know people that say they're elite? Right? We know that. Or we say this too. Watch this. White supremacy.
Yeah.
You know people that say that?
Yeah.
What does supreme mean? Stronger, more powerful, and better.
Right.
Is that an actual factual? Is that a law of the universe?
Yes,
Or
sir.
did I just make that up? That's a law. So with that being said, they're not white supremacy to me. only to a sucker or a soft, alpha male, beta male, would you be white supremacist?
It's white
I look
fragility.
at them as white inferiority, meaning they're inferior to us to a certain extent because they know the evolution that came later, and there's a war being waged on our blackness. Now, with that being said, that's a war that's never going to end because why? It's natural. Fire ants do what? Destroy what? Black ants, right? What's a fire ant? It's not really a red ant. It's an ant that's colorless and you can see the blood in the body. So let's get to that. Let's talk about chemistry. Now, when you talk about white people, are they really white? No, because white isn't a color. It's the absence of color. So it's only you only consider them white is because you can see through their skin. Am I right or wrong? If I slap a white person, what will happen to his face? What color?
Red.
Red, right? All right. So now we're dealing with universal law. So now you can't say I'm being racist. Right or wrong?
Why did he turn red?
Because you can see the blood in his body.
Because the blood rushes up to
That's my point.
What color is your blood once it reaches oxygen? What color is your blood once it gets oxygen? It starts to get the oxygen as it comes to the thing. Starts to assume to be red, but
but it's really greenish blue.
Exactly.
We know that, but that wasn't my point. My point is that they're colorless, so you can see the activity of the chemical things that's taking place behind the skin. Am I right or wrong? That's all I'm saying. I didn't say that they were different. I'm saying you can see what's happening under the skin if I slap.
No, I didn't.
Am I right? If you slap a black person, what's going to happen? You would know because he'll say, ouch. Yeah. But you're not going to, unless he swells, you're not going to see what the activity of this is. Right or wrong.
Take that shit.
So that's my point. They're not white. They're not white supremacists.
You talk about a dark skin like African black. If you smack me on my hand right now, I'll get a welt.
No,
you would have belt right here. I get a welt.
I'm talking about what's
I
above
think
the skin.
You're
talking about above the skin. I said what's under the skin. Okay, that's the difference. Of course, you're gonna be swimming. That's above the skin. Though. I'm talking about activity under. Maybe if I slap you and you're white, you're gonna see the chemical reaction to what takes place under your face. If I pop a blood vessel, it's gonna get dark blue real fast. You see what I'm saying? That's my point. So with that being said.
When he's building on that, and I just want to drop some signs. When he's building on that, he's building on the chemical makeup of different humans. Now we're all humans, but they're different humans. You know what I'm saying?
There's subspecies. There's many cats. There's lions. There's tigers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's jaguars.
The Negroid seed. You have the Mongolian seed. You have the Caucasoid seed. So I'm just giving a little science to what he's saying, so we don't lose it.
Right and exact though.
Yeah,
tell the truth. This is not something. You know.
Yeah, it's something I know. This is not something I believe. I'm not telling you something I believe. So this is something that I know. You know what I'm saying? There are Negroid seeds, Mongolian seeds, and Caucasoid seeds. What all that means scientifically is that it's genetic differences between the human species. You know what I'm saying? And I can say that human species. We're just all genetically different. You know what I'm saying?
But we are all humans.
All humans, but the same thing that's going to heal Caucasoid might hinder a Negroid. And I say that to overstand the seeds that I'm talking about, not to be racist, just to put it in context and saying, you know what, we might just need the sun and vitamin D and the D let's keep it in the pandemic. We might need certain things that will beat COVID-19, which is merely the sun, and saying a lot of them, vitamin D and vitamin C, will beat the COVID along with a lot of other things you're doing. But those are only two parts. Now, someone else who is melanin recessive, which is the rhesus monkey gene. You know what I'm saying? Someone who is melanin recessive, and we know this to be science, their skin, when the vitamin D that comes from the sun, will hurt them versus give them more. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm trying to make is we're genetically different and saying the things that heal me.
It may be a hindrance. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's where war comes. That's where jealousy and envy comes through.
Right.
Because something such as significant as the sun, how is the sun helping you but hurting me? Right. Now I want to hurt you.
So that's what I'm trying to make is we're genetically different and saying things that heal me.
My bad. I don't know what I was doing.
I mean, you live. We live.
That's my fault. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what's going on. I turned it off now, so.
Yeah, we live.
But I was my whole bill was about. I didn't want to go too deep into the difference between blacks and whites. I really was just talking about the metaphysics of the wordplay. And whites, they're not white supremacists. Yeah, it's white in theory. And you know what I mean? So that gives me the power. That means we're not minors. That gives them the power. You know, how are you minors when it's less of you? But it's more of us. Doesn't that make us the majority? So who's the minor? Minor means it's less of, or you're underage, right? So who's been here longer? As a race.
As a race.
The original humans.
Our ancestors.
Dark people, right? So that's just my point.
How do we become a minority? That's just a fact.
We are not the minority.
I always wonder.
No,
I always want to answer
saying,
that question though. How do we become a minority and we are superior?
I think that's a powerful question. Is saying that it's saying
shifted. We're not the minority,
right?
On the global stance.
They call us the minority, but we are
probably the minority by their standards in the United States, but we're not the minority worldwide.
I don't think even in the United States that we're not the minority. Anywhere, like
worldwide is nowhere. Like
I don't believe that. Like when they say like, they be like, okay, we're the minority of this country, which we all know that we were here before they brought the slave trade here.
Hell yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like the slave trade came here when we was already here, but they try to make it seem like as if we wasn't here.
Slave Indians too.
The Indians, we were here together.
No, we are the Indians.
We are the Indians. That's what I'm saying. We are.
Came over in the slave ship.
But we was all here together. So it's like, how did they say that? Like we're the minority when this is our land.
Yeah, this is not.
Like there's facts that say like there's facts that prove that we were all here with the Native. They call them the Native Americans, but the Indians.
That's what we call the people that were here.
They were already here.
But that's what.
That's when it goes all the way back to Pangea and all the before the continent separated.
Yeah. So we was all here.
Yo, Matt said one word. He said one word.
What was that word, brother? I say it again.
Pangea.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I can't stop playing with it.
Let him see you, man.
A lot of people. That's what we call the land before it separated.
You gotta stay right there. Come on.
All right. That's what we call the land before it separated, man. Before the continent separated. That's why you can actually look at a whole map, and if you look at certain theories in the map, all before the continent separated, they fit in like a puzzle. Certain little pieces might evaporate, but it all fits together if you put it together.
Yeah, in fact, South America, bang, right into Africa.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why those are pyramidal societies. That's why we say we don't know how old Giza is, because it's aligned with the star of Orion's belt.
We're here before the continent separated.
That would have to be 28,000 years.
So that means
it was in line with Orion. So how long did it take to make it? So we know that the pyramids in Egypt and Kemet alone is over 50,000 years old.
You can correct me if I'm wrong,
but you know the cycle of the universe until you actually went through it. Correct? Wait, am I right though?
No, you're right. but at least by their standards, we're talking. Well, we're talking.
Let's be correct. I'm God.
When we talk about our standards, we
too much power.
Level.
When we talk about our standards, like GGD 720, we know there were 25 dynasties. At the least 25. At the least 25 dynasties.
No, I know it was more. That's European science.
I'm just saying at the least.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck their science, nigga. What I'm telling
at the least.
So I'm not talking about the least. I'm talking about minimum. What about that? So
let me get some refreshment. A dynasty is how long?
Well, dynasty is anywhere
100 years, like that?
1,000 years and better.
No, a dynasty that doesn't mean that doesn't. No, that's not right.
Exactly. A dynasty could be
a dynasty means 5 family.
Yes, yeah, we know that. I'm just saying, how long does a family reign to consider dynasty?
Some dynasties
1,000 years?
Nah, some dynasties lasted for 120 years.
You listen to the question. Oh, you did? Okay, I heard you. So you saw 120 years to consider dynasty.
Lordy, I've asked this question to Baba and Budishi. I've got this. If you go back on GGD 720 on this podcast right here, on this right here, you can go to a video that I personally asked he explained to us. He said, "This is a man who disciples." I ain't got to explain who he is.
Yeah, because that's my master, one of the master teachers.
He said a dynasty is anywhere from 1,000 years to 10,000 years.
But that's not what a dynasty means.
That's what he said.
I'm telling you to look it up right now, and the master teacher made a mistake. What about that?
I
Okay.
think that,
all right, can I say that? What about that?
For what?
I'm just telling you right now. What a dynasty? Let me answer the question.
All right.
A dynasty means that this certain family ruled for a certain amount of time. If the Ptolemies come in and they ruled Kemet for 436 years, that dynasty is 436 years old. Now, if the kings from Nubia and come back in Kemet, which is Taharka and them, come through and they rule for 197 years, then that family's dynasty lasted 197 years. My point is that there's not a time limit on dynasty. It's the family that ruled. Now, when you say 25 dynasties, you're talking about 25 different bloodlines that sat on the throne of Kemet.
Correct.
Okay. Doesn't mean it was 25,000 years old. Because the first dynasty is 6,000 BC. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is European scholarship that you're saying right now. And that Manfudishi is saying that at least the Europeans can show and prove 6,000 years of 25 dynasties.
As you said,
hold on, let me say
25 separate dynasties.
Wait, hold on, correct brother to give Brother Trav his love and it, because I just Googled this a quick one, it's just Google, y'all. A succession of rulers of same line of descendants, which we agreed on that. We knew that had to be a family.
No, he said that it's 1,000 or something years
of the family rule.
And I said the master teacher made a mistake. So shouts out to Infodici because he's our master teacher.
And dynasty rules for China for nearly 300 years. So that was it. My question was how long would make a dynasty? And the first one.
When they usually say dynasty,
I might have been.
They're basing dynasty. You gotta understand this. What are they basing dynasty on? The rulership of what? Kemet. Mm-hmm. Right. So they're basing their science off of our rulership. That they want to record to a certain time to coincide with what their Bible. 6,000 years old is humanity. 6,000 years old is the first dynasty. Right or wrong?
No, well, we're both at the same time and saying, yo, listen, I went up Orange Street and you went up Oak Street, and we both got the yellow sword. Like we both got the yellow sword. I might be misquoted.
Let's give it up for me.
Do that, yeah.
That was right. Okay. So now we learned what a dynasty is. It's a rulership of bloodline.
I knew that.
So 25 dynasties.
My question was how long
dynasties only mean 25 families sat on the throne until there was actually no more.
Right. So, and when we go into some of these dynasties, which you and I both know, a few of these dynasties. When we talk about the second one, when we talk about Golden Age.
Okay.
You and I both know some of these Golden Ages that they consider in those 25 dynasties that they talk about. When I said the least, you said at minimum, which to me is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Right. So when I said that, we went separate ways, but we came to the same place. Is what I'm saying, and that's the beautiful thing.
Wrong. There's no time frame on the dynasty, so you were wrong.
Okay.
You said 10,000 years.
I was wrong.
Okay. He said closer. He said 150 years, but I don't know it was 300.
No, I only threw a number out there that if a family moved for that amount of time.
So just to be
now we know the smallest dynasty.
Well, something I might have misquoted what the master just said, but I know a dynasty has to. So you're saying
bloodline, and bloodline is based on the matriarch.
All right, cool.
So based on the great mother.
So what I'm saying is. Those
dynasties is not based on the fathers?
Nah, that's
okay, give me that.
The patriarchal system.
Of course.
There's more Western culture.
So then the queen was the giver of the king.
Yeah,
no matter what.
You couldn't be a pharaoh unless your mother was the pharaoh.
Okay.
No, that's a fact. And the Nasut
and you had to be her oldest son.
In order to be the Nasut Biddy of the freaking city. Exactly. Like that was the only way.
I remember that.
That's a part of the reversal. Now we got male presidents. It wasn't like that before. There would be a female president, and Donald Trump is going to take the mic for his mother. Universal, really different. But anyway, so with that being said, yeah, you know what I stand firm on the fact that we was only, now, 'cause we got off of this topic. My topic with the pyramids of Giza gotta be 50,000 years old, minimum, because it aligns with the belt of Orion, which means it had to happen already so that they can actually know that it's gonna happen again. Meaning it didn't even happen once, it had to happen at least twice. So we know minimum is 75,000 years old. It's 24,000 years old people. So once you start talking about people building pyramids 75,000 years ago, it destroys all the religious genre and stuff like that nature.
And as I said, I was wrong about the years. Maybe I added several thousand years on top of the dynasties, but I knew that 25 dynasties before.
Why do you think they're using the number 25? 24,000. What is it? 24 hours in a what? Day? 24,000 years in a what? Equinox.
So some of those dynasties, when we look at some of those dynasties, we know that some of these dynasties, and I don't got to get into it, but what I'm saying is we can look at it, and I walk in the museum right now. We've done it. All three of us have walked in the museum with the master teacher, and he showed us which dynasty this came from, and he said, "You know what? This was the dynasty, but it was whack. It was
I won't show.
It is what it is." So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Yo, listen, man. This is Mac and Wiz.
There we go.
Nah, I just think we're going to be covering way too broad.
It is what it is, man. This is how we go in, though.
You know what I mean? We've been up here 4 hours now, nigga. We covered a lot of shit.
How you do Instagram? I don't even know how to do Instagram. I was gonna, not Instagram.
Snapchat.
I was gonna try to promote it on Snapchat real quick to try to get some more people.
I think that's gonna be
the end broadcast over there.
That whole conversation is gonna be.
Look at the end broadcast over there.
How to do that?
You gotta just like go to where it says the end broadcast.
No, oh, we done. Yes, we done.
Nah,
But they don't know. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, you sit right there.
We wasn't. The whole time, everything we said at the end of the video.